Greetings, weary traveler. Come, warm yourself by the fire and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of adventure, tales of heroism, tales of Tamriel. I am your host, Aggelos, and hello, amazing chat room. You guys are the best. You know? In fact, so much more important than any other person who would say I never hail the chat in chat.
All right, I see how it is. So that's how we start the show.
How you doing, Ark?
I feel attacked.
You
feel attacked.
You probably should be, yeah.
I mean, I'm used to you attacking me. There's no problem there. But now Lotus is here with the Guar stuff, and Golok is in chat calling me a milk drinker. It's like I feel surrounded.
It's all part of my my plan. So I'm glad you're seeing through all of that. We also have, and in case you missed the announcement on Twitter and other social media outlets, we have Lotus of Doom, who's now officially part of the Tales of Tamriel crew. So he will be a recurring member from now until he gets sick and tired of us. So probably this will be his last episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I'm done after this. Nah. But no, actually, I just want to thank everybody. Actually, after our first show, there was like an unreasonable amount of notifications on anything that people could contact me on, basically supporting, the fact that they thought, it was nice to have me on and everything like that. And I feel that was a little overly generous, as when I made myself listen to the podcast, it's like, ooh, I could really do without listening to myself here. But overall, I was going to say I do really appreciate everybody being so nice for my first show. So I was very pleased to get to come back and chat with you all again.
Yeah, and now it's forever. Like that, pretty much what happened with Ark is he started as a guest as well, then said, "Yeah, I'll come on as a permanent guest host." And what is it, like 3.5 years later, Ark? I don't know.
I mean, I first appeared at episode 25.
Yes,
and then around 100, I think, again. So it was like a 75 episode of me mentally preparing for this.
Didn't we look back at some of your past episodes as well when we asked you a question and you shouted something out in, I don't know, Turkish?
Wolf.
Yeah,
that's yeah.
I still remember. That's great. We also have a special guest again tonight. We got Promethean. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad you're here and joining us.
I'm super happy to be here. Honestly, I'm super excited. It's been a wonderful week, so this is just like the cherry on top.
I know. We actually meant to get you on like 3 weeks ago, and we couldn't match times up. And then last week you were supposed to come on, and we didn't have a show just because I started not feeling well, and I had to cancel the show very last minute. So we're glad to have you on the show.
Stuff happens. I totally understand. Real life before game life basically is how I think of it. So I totally am understanding with all of that.
Right. Now I'm really wondering why all these people are scared to attack that. You know what? Screw it. I'm going in. Like, I'm sitting here doing this stream here, and no one wants to fight Bocambrin or whatever his name is, so I'm just gonna do it. That's how it's gonna be. I sure hope people are.
You die.
No one's following me.
Quick solo world boss.
Yeah, don't worry. I got this, guys. I got this. Don't worry.
I have absolute faith in you.
Yeah, no, I don't. Oh, it's not even on my Templar.
Yeah, I was about to say you're using a staff. That's a new character, right?
Yeah,
that's a dragon knight.
It's a dragon.
You're fighting the Slode. That's good luck with that.
That Slode is tough.
Yeah, he is miserable.
Challenging.
I got it. It's all good. I don't need anyone else. Screw that. This isn't an MMO.
I suppose this is what Aggelos will be doing for the rest of the show. Just
it's literally only going to be this. So
sounds about right.
It's a long fight as is already with people. So solo, it should take you like 2 minutes.
2 minutes, I think that's generous.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and get done with the banter, and everyone can watch me just die horribly. Hey, look, someone showed up. Wow. Thank you for showing up after I took out all the ads. All right, all good. Anyway, let's go ahead and move into the Tales of Tamriel, where we get to talk about what we did this past week in our adventures. And we're going to start with I was going to start with our guest, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give him a little bit of break. We're going to make Lotus do it first because it's his first official episode.
Oh, jeez. All right. So since last I talked to you guys, we had a little bit of a break, so I accomplished a moderate amount of things. We tried farming that white gold tower head motif that they've been cycling in with the dungeon motifs, which I think is a pretty cool idea that they've been doing. Shoulder pieces, super easy to get, I learned. Pretty much get them in 2 to 3 keys. Head pieces, I don't have enough time in my work week to try to farm that thing enough to get those head pieces, apparently. White gold is a slog to begin with, and I did not have my regular group. So we said, you know, it was me and one of my buddies, and we're like, well, we can essentially do this with whoever, but it's going to be slow. So we were like, well, let's just have people join us. And then we realized exactly how slow that dungeon is if you don't have a full team, because the inhibitor is just a nightmare if you're trying to basically 2-person it.
Yep.
And each run started dragging on to about an hour apiece. When we had our full crew, it was taking literally like 17 minutes. And I was like, wow, this is really slowing down. So after about 8 runs, we decided, okay, I can't do this anymore in one day. And we decided we'll try to buy it. And the prices are completely outrageous. And I decided I'm not getting that motif head. So I moved on with my life.
And I do have to give a shout out to Count Bernie over there, who's in our COE group. He's subbed. Thanks, buddy. You're awesome. And Obi. Hello, Obi. How you doing, buddy? All right, continue with your story. I had to shout them out. So.
No, I think it's totally worth it. So what else did I do? I mentioned last time that I had not completed Somerset, so that was why I had one missing episode in the previous podcast listening for myself, and I want to actually get to that. So I completed the entirety of Clockwork City since the last show. Liked it a lot. It was pretty fun. The collecting of the pieces for that thing were a little tedious because, man, those were really well hidden. Yeah. But I really enjoyed that thing. So now I'm definitely interested to go on to Somerset as my next thing. The other game that I was...
Can I ask you a question? All right.
Sure.
What did you think of the actual final quest line when you actually... And this is a little bit of spoilers for people who haven't done Clockwork, but it's... What, a year and a half ago? I don't know. So
yeah, almost.
Sorry if you don't want to skip ahead a couple minutes, but I'm not really.
I'll keep it vague, anyways.
Yeah. What did you think of the final fight?
It was interesting, and I would assume since I do everything on my tank, I kind of do things at the speed that they almost want you to do them in. Because if my friends are doing it and they're all dropping 40,000 damage a second. They're going to nuke these things so fast, it's ridiculous. I only generate about 5,000 damage a second as a tank, so it's like the fights do last long enough that they can complete their dialogue. Yeah. It seemed like a pretty cool setup in the room with the shadows taking over, and it's trying to like consume Sotha Sil, and it's like tearing apart. I thought it looked really cool, but man, there was like zero.
Vague, by the way.
What's that?
Way to keep it vague.
Yeah. There's shadows. It's shadowy.
Good enough.
I was gonna say, it was it was a decent fight, but it was like easy with the shadow stuff. Like I expected there to kind of be more to it, especially with how convoluted some of the mechanics to this game get. It was really just pretty straightforward.
Like this slowed that I'm still fighting, like legitly still fighting this slowed.
That is long.
Hey, look, hey, what's up, Tova? So it was. I liked where the story was, but nothing in it really held you up too long. It was really just kind of fights were in the way to slow you down from getting the story most of the time, which was fine.
Did you play Morrowind?
The expansion or the game?
No, like TS3 Morrowind.
That's my favorite Elder Scrolls game.
Okay. Did you play the Mournhold expansion?
I did.
Okay. So the scene when you walk in and you see Sotha Sil, was that not reminiscent of something?
That's actually, it's so funny. I had played that so long ago because I was one of the poor slobs that played that game on the original Xbox. So that should give you a gauge on how that game ran for me.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
hey,
it is what it is.
Thing finally died, by the way. Woo!
Wow, that's actually much shorter than I expected.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I see people in.
Yeah, I wasn't soloing it at that point. But
even still,
I got it down about 3%, and then people started showing up. It's like, thanks, guys.
Everybody shows up last minute.
Yeah,
it's not like that weird shield that you like. It doesn't. There's really no way to get it down, and it just extends the fight more.
I think you have to kill those little abyssal crystals.
Yep. I think because he keeps moving them to new locations to refurbish his shield, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I apparently don't know mechanics. So
yeah. Well, all right. The reason why it was so impactful for me is because Sothasil was inside of his clockwork machine. That was
funny. I actually forgot about that until you just said that. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that whole thing.
The first time you see Sothasil in T.S. Morrowind, spoiler, he's dead, and he's still attached to his machine. That same machine he was still attached to during this entire thing.
What is that machine anyway?
It's supposed to allow him to complete, essentially, he's using his divine powers from the Heart of Lorkhan in order to actually control all of his mini realm of the Clockwork City. So
think of him like a giant battery.
Yeah. It
That's
does.
like how he runs the city.
It's run the city, and he can also control everything within it from that master terminal as well. But that's where you first find him in Elder Scrolls 3, and of course he's dead, but that's because somebody, Alexia, goes nuts and kills him.
So now
like Alexia,
any chance of vagueness is now totally thrown out the window because we spoiled multiple games and expansions here.
No, I don't feel bad at all because, come on, Morrowind's like 20 years old, okay? If you haven't played Morrowind in that amount of time, you're not going to play Morrowind.
Or at least read about it.
Yeah, it's true. If somebody says, I was just about to start the Morrowind expansions, you're kind of stretching it at this point.
Yeah. I really can't have any remorse at that point. So, sorry.
My question is, what happens to Clockwork City when Sothasil dies? Does it implode?
It ceases to exist.
Yeah, because Sothasil is Clockwork City.
Right. It's kind of like his interpretation of like the world. So like you said, it kind of falls apart pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, no, that's what I was just curious, because as soon as I walked in and saw him attached to the machine, I'm like,
well, it's funny because now that you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that like boxy Sprite version of him. I was like, oh yeah, that was like the same exact thing. That's insane. I did not even like occur to me when I was doing that. That's pretty crazy.
It's a nice ode to, Hold on. I'm actually going to pull up an image here. Copy image. No, I want to just copy.
Okay, now I'll have to look at the stream.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to post it in the stream chat for
Yeah.
people to actually see this. All right, there we go. There you go. Vignette. Happy day. And then...
Happy day.
ESO.
Oh, he's ugly in Elder Scrolls 3.
Well, yeah.
Okay, everybody's ugly in Elder Scrolls 3.
Fair.
Yeah.
But
at least they don't have potato heads.
He's are they bones or wires? I can't tell if he's like decomposed or rusted.
Well, see, by the time he actually gets to the Elder Scrolls 3, which is 800 years, he's made more and more modifications to himself. So he's barely human anymore, Dunmer anymore at all by the time you actually get to the Elder Scrolls 3.
Right.
We actually see him now in his machine, where he's still mostly himself. Like if you look at his arms, they're not his.
Yeah.
But by the time that you get to Elder Scrolls 3, 800 years later, there's hardly anything left of him at all. So there you go. A little bit of history for the people who were playing. So
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, to be fair, everyone's ugly in Elder Scrolls 3. Not as ugly as in Oblivion, but that game was just terrible. So
no potato heads. That's the thing.
Yeah. There is one person who is not ugly in Elder Scrolls 3, the Naked Imperial Spy Master.
Cassius?
Yeah, Cassius. Yeah, he is.
He's fine.
He's not ugly.
He is
like 14-pack abs or whatever the hell it is.
Right. He is one fine piece of man meat. That's right. And he does lend you access to his bed too if you do a few tasks for him. So
and as much skooma as you can drink.
Well, what more could you need?
That's a party right there. I mean, you got the skooma, you got Cassius and his washboard abs. It's a fun night that happens. That's all, you know.
The occasional zombie that attacks you and Cassius does nothing. Like
it's true.
What happens in Balmora stays in Balmora. All right. So
every NPC is pretty much useless through all the games.
Oh yeah,
they don't do anything.
Nope.
No.
Nothing's changed.
Nope. They just sit there and watch you. I'm like, yeah, no, I got this. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
No problem.
all the help. Yeah. All right, continue.
And then I guess like the only other thing that I did accomplish, which met its end, as I was talking to you guys a little beforehand, how my PC is, well, my laptop thing is in pretty rough shape and it's not doing so well. So you want to talk about trips down memory lane? I have been trying to beat, let's see, Shadow Key.
Wow.
Which I have emulated on my PC. That runs like total crap, even when my PC is like working well.
Shadow Key.
It was the N-Gage game.
Oh yeah, hold on, I'm just checking here real quick.
So isn't that the game that provided the theory that Elder Scrolls 6 will be in Hammerfell?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's some weird references in that game where I don't know how far I am in it because there's like no guides or any information on this game. It was hard enough to get it running it.
You're like the third person who's ever played it. So
I know. Well, I want to try to go through all of them at some point. I beat Redguard over the summer, which was awful because it was just a really bad Tomb Raider game, and the voice acting was just atrocious. But like with Shadow Key, it's actually just like it looks and kind of plays like a slightly cruddier version of Morrowind, except the frame rate's really bad and the controls are a mess. So it also has like 2 songs which are just on loop forever. But you go to a bunch of areas that's like I had never seen in an Elder Scrolls game prior to. Like Dragonstar is like one of the main quest hubs in that game, and I've never seen Dragonstar until the Craglorn expansion. I was like, oh, this Craglorn thing's weird. I was playing through this, I was like, holy crap, I actually recognize this place. This is insane.
That's super cool.
But my adventure kind of ended because I need to update the computer, and then hopefully I don't lose my save because I've got like 12 hours of gameplay. No idea how long a phone game of Elder Scrolls is because it's rough. It's kind of fun when it works, but it's rough to get that emulator going for too long.
I was actually checking because I think you can get it non-emulated on Good Old Games, by the way. So,
oh, really? Oh, maybe I should. Oh, maybe screw the emulator. Because like the only reason I'm not big into piracy on stuff, but so I grabbed a copy on eBay just to kind of like add to my shelf of collectible junk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, well, I don't have an N-Gage and I'm not buying an N-Gage. So like I need to find some other way to try to play this. And I found like this rickety thing where it was through a bunch of forums and it was like, oh, it works, but it's like, it's not great. It's not great. And my computer is not great. So combination, it's really not great. Right. But I don't feel it's as much the game's fault as just everything around the situation is making it tricky.
I booted up Good Old Games, but to try to find it. And the first thing I'm assaulted with is a new Witcher title. So there is some money. Because I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but after playing The Witcher 3, that has surpassed Skyrim for me as my favorite single-player game of all time. The only thing that would even make it better is if they had a mode where you could actually create your character. But anyway, that's whatever. Where's my search feature? Because I'm going to look for this. Because there we go.
Are we talking about the Nokia Engage, by the way? Like that
We are.
weird
That's
looking
yes, with like 9,000 buttons. That's how it's supposed to
Yeah.
be played, or that's what the version that I own physically is on. But I have no way to run that because
Yeah.
there's probably like 3 of them left in existence.
Yeah.
If that.
I actually almost bought that phone at one point. I remember like wanting that phone. I
And Engage.
it had like Tomb Raider or whatnot on it too.
I
never
mean,
knew
for a
that
phone, I
out
guess it's kind of impressive. But then, like, I think of this, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at what they can do with like a phone game. And then I saw like Elder Scrolls Blades at E3. I'm like, ooh, all right, never mind, just kidding. Apparently, you can just make a game that looks better than Skyrim on your phone.
Yeah, that's great.
So now we can, yeah, now we can.
It's nuts. It definitely is. Oh, no, they don't. I'm sorry. They do have Battle Spire and Redguard, though. So.
Well, that to be fair, that could be a good thing because the DOS box I needed to run for Redguard was rough, and I don't know what I'm in for. I do have a copy of Battle Spire on the shelf as well. I don't know what I'm in for to make that baby run, so maybe I'll just buy the good old games version.
$5.99 for either one.
That sounds like so much worth just avoiding the hassle.
Oh, yeah, no, they literally just boot up. Like, you click it, it's $5.99. It's a large coffee at Starbucks. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I bought
I
them
actually
just
really
for the
want to play.
collection part of it, just because I wanted to have them in my collection, if you will.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really want to play Battle Spire too because one of my characters was a battle mage, and in roleplay, I mean in Elder Scrolls Online, and
Oh yeah, because they
every
definitely
battle
weren't one
mage-
in game because they've never once been able to figure out how to make
Yeah.
it so that you can be a hybrid character in this game. It's either all magicka or all stamina, or you're
Yeah.
not playing. So
But see, the thing is, apparently all battle mages in the Imperial Legion get trained in Battle Spire, which is like this pocket universe to train these battle mages. But I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it's like. I read about it, but it's just so little information about it out there. It makes role-playing a battle mage so much more difficult because you don't know anything about the place you are supposedly got trained in.
yep,
So yeah, I should check it out as well if I don't forget.
$6.
That is, but
$6 is real cheap.
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
Well, not for Ark because that's like
Yeah, it's $36
$8,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a plane trip for me across the country to play it. So.
It would probably be cheaper for Ark just to fly here to my house and play it on my PC.
Oh, I
You
should
notice
be
how
quiet.
he's not rebutting that. He's like, yeah,
Yes.
actually.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
It's funny and soul crushing at the same
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
It's funny because it's true.
Yep.
Oh, man. Awesome.
But that'll do it for me.
All right. Well, then let's go Promethean. How about you?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm down. So I actually had really good drops, and well, this was during the Imperial City event. I ended up getting the Molag Kenna like face piece on like my first run through it, like the entire time.
God damn it.
So, yeah, I totally ended up.
Don't worry. We're never inviting him back to the show ever again.
Yeah, and then I had like really good luck, and I never have this with like my healer sets. I need lightning staves, and they never ever drop for some reason. And I picked up like 2 that I needed, and it helped me finish out a set, which is great. And then for Lore Seekers, because I'm part of the Lore Seekers.
Shout out to the Lore
PS4,
Seekers podcast
Yes.
if you don't actually
I gotta get
listen
Yes.
to
so.
My cult of Guar.
Yes,
Cult of
that's
Guar.
me.
Ah,
I don't run a Guar mount because
thank you.
I don't know. Like I don't mind them, but I also don't want to be running on one.
Oh man, we'll
That's
convert
something.
you.
That's
Don't worry.
something.
Yeah. So we
Everyone
had
has at
hard
least
mode
one
night.
flaw, so
Yeah, that's it. That's most certainly it. We had hard mode night for the past like 3 weeks, and those are going fantastic, and I'm having a blast with those. So that's awesome. And I knocked out one of like the big, huge titles in the game. Well, huge to me because I never wanted to do it. I got the Explorer title finally after like 4 years, just because I never ever want to go into Cyrodiil.
Oh, I thought he was going to say angler. I'm like, oh, you did the fishing.
That's like next on my list, but I also know how much work that is, and it's like, it's worth it, and it's not. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
just as a little bit of a help here, I'm gonna put. Well, I'm not on the character. There's actually a food you can eat that actually helps you catch rare fish. So.
I need to get that. It's from Arteum, isn't it?
No. It's actually from the one Halloween, or not. It's the one event that required the Christmas event.
So it's actually that one used to trigger the water types, but now they're programmed in game. So like it'll show you, and the fishing spots will glow with the Hismir fisheye.
Yep.
The Arteum thing I think it's like 30% better chance of catching rares.
Yeah.
There's like 2 fish ones now.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Maybe.
Yeah, which either way, since Promethean you play on PS4, I have that recipe. I can send you over a bunch.
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, I'll definitely send you stuff to make it then. Because that's like next on my list of things I want to do but don't want to do. I'll get it though. And then
when we did drunken fishing night, that was probably our best chance of doing it here on the PC side, because we would fish, and I got a couple zones done, but
yeah, it's just so much work. Like it's so like it's not. I mean, some people enjoy it, but like it's boring, and I can't like sit there that whole time and fish.
It was
like get distracted.
More fun when we did it as a group, because when we did it and we did drinking and fishing was our event night. We would literally all get drunk while fishing. Oh. That was different because we had like 30 of us, and by the end, some people were they weren't even fishing anymore. They were just naked red guard.
We did that for a role play. We did a role play event on PS4, and like I wrote up a story and everything, and they were so drunk they were like in my house because that was our meeting point for the story, so I could like further the quest for the people. And there were people just in there like naked and dancing for the players to come into, and I was like, this looks fantastic. They're probably having a blast right now. I was like, this has to look so good. And we could only fit like 6 people in there, so the 2 people coming in, and then there were 3 like people dancing on my bed, and I was like, oh,
that's not even an orgy. Come on.
I was like, these people don't even know us, and so this is fantastic.
Because come on, if you go into White Gold Tower and you enter the Empress's bedroom, there's like 12 dead skeleton guys laying there.
That's right.
And they all have smiles on their faces. So
I forgot about those.
Yeah, they died doing what they love.
That's right. I mean,
they did.
It reminds me of Futurama. Hey, Leela, I never thought I'd die like this, but I always sort of hoped. You want to die like last men to visit Amazonia? What did they die of? Crushed pelvises. Thank you, Lord in heaven.
And then I got so I made a sorcerer and a dragon knight ages ago, and then stopped playing them once they hit like level 8. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I don't need to level another 2. And so I started working on my dragon knight and have no idea what to do with it whatsoever.
Delete it and make a Templar.
I have a Templar as well. So she's like level 40. She's going to be my PvP tune that I also stopped leveling after Mid-Year Mayhem ended. And I was like, yeah, I probably won't go into PvP until next year, so I'm not going to worry about it right now, which is terrible.
Yeah.
And then I also bought a couple statues for my house, which is really exciting. That's like totally up my alley, and I'm finally working on that again. I got these huge, they're like the Breton Sentinel statues from, you get them in Glenumbra. Oh, they're so cool. They like take up like my whole like entry hall. I have a Mathisa Manor, so they're like as tall as the ceilings in there. It's awesome, and I'm in love with them.
I have like 14 houses, and not a single one has any furniture in it.
Oh, I love furnishing, except the cost.
Why?
I don't know.
If you are not gonna decorate them, why are you buying every single house in the game?
He's a real estate mogul.
There's some really cool titles. There's some cool titles that.
I want the Count title. I'm one house away from getting the Count title.
Of course you are.
Oh, I will never have that because I spend my gold too fast.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I don't know how that's possible, since the average wealth of any ESO player is about 6 million gold.
No,
my average wealth is like 30,000 on a good day. It's so
How much gold are you sitting on, Ag?
I had 37,000 on this alt I never play.
I have that like between characters.
Nope, there was 37,000 sitting on this person. Actually, yeah, it was just about. It was 3780 was on 37,080 was on this character. Right now I have about 12 million. I'm a little low.
So I get to be the middle class at like 1.5 because I got that 100,000 drop and it bumped me up to.
I haven't even got that yet. Oh,
yeah, no, I got that and I'm up to a fancy 1.6, which amongst most of my friends are like, "Oh, can I borrow gold to go get this?" And it's like, sure, but us peasantry down here not living in 40 castles and only have one castle.
I have one small house.
You guys can all
like
come to my
poverty.
house, but please use the servant entrance because I can't have you guys walking through the front door. So
my shrine collection is going amazing, so I'm pleased, like super. I need like more gold and I'm too lazy to farm like gear and sell it. That's all it comes down to for me.
I like the houses for the free ports because, like port on.
Yeah.
From anywhere.
Those are nice.
You have 12 million gold. Why do you need free ports for?
Well,
because I don't want to. That 146 really adds up after.
I was going to say, yeah, my team hates the fact that I'm like, no, hold on, I'll just walk away. Yeah. Just port to me. You're so cheap. I'm like, well, that's why I have money. But
Yep.
No, but here's the thing: 12 million gold. Ag could spend his entire life teleporting around. And with these loading screens, he will die before he spends 12 million.
That's completely fair. Yeah,
that's valid.
Fair.
Oh, 100%. We were on EU doing the Summerfall to get the achievement, and because it's nighttime, or like supposedly it's the middle of the night when we were doing it, but I don't know the time zones exactly, and so the load screens were like just one after the other, and we could get like right into the zones. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
I never would have thought of that.
As a point of reference, it's 6:30 a.m. for me right now. Yeah. Europe is between that and 2 hours before that, so
yeah, so it's definitely like early morning or the middle of the night. So we were having great load times, which was fantastic.
Indeed.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all I've been doing this week. This week was actually boring. I just got my rewards and did some writs between homework.
Nice. All right, Ark, how about you? What have you been doing? By the way, we're like 40 minutes into the show, and we haven't even done like anything other than Tales. This is fantastic. We've been having fun. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
right? This is enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm having fun with this.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, Ark, go ahead.
All right.
Let's...
So first, remember how I talked about farming Fanglair, trying to get one single one-handed weapon, right? Ulfnor's favor, any weapon.
By the way, I got that last night.
Yeah, I got it as well.
Yeah,
after
one run.
about 30 runs.
One run. It was the daily pledge. I got it, and I'm like, I should really send this to Ark.
I wish that was a thing.
I think.
ran it.
Wait, no, it's soulbound. Darn.
We all have that one weapon. Don't worry.
Yeah, it took me like 3 streams of 4 hours non-stop running Fanglair with premates, pugs, doesn't matter. I've got every other weapon in every other set, just not the one I was looking for. Until the 30 runs or so, but I finally got it. So I decorated my build Ebon Armory, the Ulfnor's Favor for resource return, and then 2 monster sets that I don't remember. Each gives physical and spell resistance as the first bonus to get me up to the cap, because wardens really suck at that as well, apparently.
It'd be better if you were a Sexplar, but
No, my Dragon Knight tank is the best tank out there. I don't need your. I don't
Wardens
need
make great healers. I will throw that out there.
Yeah, that's the reason I kind of went for a Warden. Because the build is entirely focused on, basically inspired by Lotus. No healer, 3 DPS, 1 tank runs. So I thought if I was a Warden, I could be able to heal people while I'm tanking, and that made sense at first. Then I realized Wardens are nowhere near as tanky as Dragon Knights. Wardens don't have any way of regenerating resources. The heals, if you want to heal people properly, the main skill you have is that the one that grows trees and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to trigger it again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it triggers 6 seconds later. So apparently, wardens really aren't that viable for this whole thing. But I started doing it, and I'm not gonna back out until I manage to find a way. Ulfnor's Favor does help a lot because it increases the resource return from your heavy attacks by 30%, which is a huge increase. So, one Magicka heavy attack. Yes, I have a Ice Staff on my second bar because I can't get any other weapons and shields. Yeah. But it instantly fills up my Magicka pool, so that's good. And one heavy attack, one sword heavy attack, gives me enough to go on for, I don't know, another 10 seconds in the fight. So, yeah, that's been going nice, but I hate Fanglir now with all my heart. I don't think I'll go back to that dungeon anytime soon.
Hey, you want to get on US and run Fanglir? Because then when I get that sword, I'm going to disenchant it on stream in front of you.
Wow. Wow. And I trust you would do that, so yeah.
You can hear it clank in the echoing halls of his castles that have nothing in them.
I will literally buy a blacksmith station to put in my castle just to disenchant it.
Just to deconstruct the sword.
I don't know if I hate you or...
That's a fair question and totally valid. I accept it. Yeah. I'm just in an honorary mood tonight, apparently. So yeah.
So after completing Fanglir, I decided, okay, let's not do something as boring as that, and I hopped onto PTS to check out Murkmire. Actually,
okay, all right.
I'm not too impressed by everything I've seen. I couldn't check music boxes, although today I heard that the music. Okay, this could be a discussion topic. Apparently, it's one music box per song.
What?
Yeah, that's what people from PTS say. Apparently, it's one music box per song. So it's not like one music box can play every song in the game.
I guess that makes logical sense.
Well, from a lore perspective, I guess, because it's not like they created CDs at this point, but...
Yeah. But that means you'll have to buy a lot of music boxes if you don't want to hear the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, because I picture those, I don't know, those hand crank things that you had as, a kid that, tick with the metal. Mm-hmm. That's, what I'm picturing. So I guess it makes sense that... I don't know, I didn't expect it to be more than one. Personally,
I didn't expect it to be more than one. And now, do we have confirmation whether or not this is going to be cash shop only, or are we going to be able to get them in game?
If I remember correctly, they did talk about being able to farm them or something.
Okay,
but I don't know.
That's not as bad.
I don't know. Also, here's the thing. There is a way to make one box play multiple songs, and that's imagine a card, right? A metal clockwork style card for it to play. Because what those music boxes do is they have these bumpy circular cards, and basically they just, as they roll, they hit certain tunes, right?
Right.
So if you just switch the card up, there you go. You have different song. Yeah. So it's doable.
So I have to say this as well. I see Isha in chat says they need to bump the housing caps up, by at least another 100. I don't know why. My houses, I've never hit cap.
So the one house I do am actively furnishing, I have basically put nothing in it, and I'm already at 400 out of 600, and I still have an entire floor to furnish.
So it's kind of funny you say that. The other thing that I actually was talking to Michelle about, because she's way better at the housing decoration stuff than I am, even though I like messing with it, is I wish they wouldn't separate everything. You can have this many trophies, you can have this many pets, you can have this many base items. Just give me a flat number, and if I want to stack every trophy I have in a big fireplace, then just let me do that. Don't tell me I can only have... I can understand, pets or mounts or things that maybe move, too many animations might do something, but standard items seems kind of well, what's the difference between a trophy and a potted plant? Yeah, or a plate, exactly. Yeah.
Then again, here's the thing, too many animations. We go into a fight with 50 mobs just throwing spells.
Yeah, that's
going
true.
through the 100 people casting spells. If that's working,
that's
putting
true.
10 horses in my house shouldn't cause any problems.
Yeah, the amount of electricity I got hit with in like VMall or something, I'm pretty sure that's more animations than I think I could fit in a house.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess they have a reasoning behind it, but like if they were selling the ability to, you know, put more collectibles in the house, I would say, okay, this is a marketing decision, but they're not doing that either. So
yeah, it's just not an
I
option.
don't know what's the limitation.
I really think at this point, housing is based on the number of people who do it, which it's a good system, I imagine. People that do it, I mean, I guess they're looking at their overall player base and going, all right, we have more people playing PvP and complaining about PvP performance than we are people in housing going, man, I really wish we could do this. So let's just put the housing on this little server in the background, if you will, and we'll work on the rest of the game instead.
Yeah, that could be.
Right.
I suppose you're right, yeah.
Yeah, so.
All right, so what else? Where's the notes? There's the notes. All right. So, yeah, Murkmire. It is obviously, you know, full-on Argonian. Nothing really interested in that area.
I mean, the price on leather shoes and, you know, stuff like that's probably going to go down because the amount we're going to have is going to go up. So.
I mean, I'm sure the DLC will be interesting. Like, Argonians, as much as I generally make fun of them, does have a very weird and, like, because it's weird, interesting culture. So it will be fun to learn. But what I want to really talk about is, have you seen the house in Murkmire?
No.
Yes. It's cool.
It's insane.
It's awesome.
See, okay, let me try to paint a picture. So you go into the house, and it's like one of those temple-like things with a lot of stairs in the middle, right? Like 4-story temple pyramid thing, Argonian in the middle.
Yep.
Surrounded by massive water area. So basically it's a pool, outdoor pool, or I don't know what you would say it, but it's
okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the current rule is that everything in Tamriel flows south through Argonia. So it's not a pool, it's a giant sewer. Because everything flows into Argonia.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped into that.
Yeah, front. So you got a nice face full of toilet water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone had tacos. Sorry.
So one of these, you know, huge. I'm gonna keep saying pool because I jumped into it, and
Pool, toilet,
of my own
synonyms.
mentality. Had these whirlpools, you know, right? So it's going down. So I was like,
yeah, it's flushing.
Yeah. So I jumped into that as well. Being the Lord I am, I just saw it and I jumped into it. It brings you inside the house. And so you're in there. So what it basically is, the ground level of the temple-like house is actually underwater, with spells keeping this kind of force barrier, keeping the waters out. And there's like fish. It's a massive underwater area, and you can see it through the magic walls of the house, and it's absolutely amazing. And I will completely ignore the fact that you are calling it, you know.
I'm trying to keep my cool here. The people who are listening on podcasts, I am literally crying right now.
I did not swim in toilet, okay? That did not happen.
It's fine, Ark.
I don't know. All the points I made seem to really.
I think the flushing is really what like.
Yeah, that I had to mute the mic, and I was gonna just be. That's gonna be. I actually really want to see this place now because I feel like I want to get this and make it an actual toilet. Like, like that's what I'll just do.
There's a video on, I think Allcast put it up, possibly, and he's just like walking around in it. I think so you can see it.
Oh, like a walkthrough of it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I see Drain off in chat. Jeez, you guys are sucking all the magic out of this place.
I think you mean flushing all the magic out of the place.
Oh.
It even says in my show notes, it's like Murkmire house is and it's all gone now. It's destroyed.
We've done our job. The show's over.
I'm just gonna go sleep now.
Oh man, I got tears in my eyes. Anyway, you got anything else for us?
I jumped into it.
Florak's gonna need to deal with this stamina debuff on his character for months now. Rip Murkmire hype. Oh man.
Arc streams down the drain.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the best podcast I could have imagined.
Man.
Oh man.
All right, we gotta move on, or we're never gonna get this. I don't even know where we're at anymore. I don't.
Yeah. I did Battlegrounds.
Okay. Good turn. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds better.
Right. So I tried my Warden as a PvE tank in Battlegrounds, and I realized it actually performs much better there than it does in PvE, because I can heal people a lot, because every self-heal of Warden also heals everybody around you, like at least some people around you. So I just keep running around healing myself, keeping myself alive. And in the meantime, healing everybody else in my group as well. So that was fun. And finally, yeah, I'll just wrap it up and corner. I got recognized actually from the podcast. I don't know whose stream it was that I was watching, but it could have been TN Crumpet. He's an amazing guy.
Yeah, that dude is the man.
like
I
one of
love
the-
TN Crumpet. That actually, it's a side note, not to cut you off. From
Yeah,
TN
sure,
Crumpet's first stream, as if I've always made the kind of joke as if this dude didn't already help everybody in the ESO community enough and everything like that. I mean, he did wonders actually along with you guys when I did my 24-hour charity event for my friend with the double lung transplant over the summer. I happened to be in because I wasn't going to miss his first stream, and I tried to jump in now that he's streaming. And I don't usually, my RNG is generic as all get out in everything. And I was going to say, on his thing, he actually pulled a random winner, and I got a free, he sent me a actual hardbound collector's edition of the art book that came with Somerset.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
yeah, he mailed it over to me. I've been browsing through it. It's super cool. So the man that keeps on giving.
Oh, he does. He does, yeah.
Excellent.
So I think it was his stream, and like I was in chat talking, and someone sent me a message, and are you Arkhaniir from Tales of Time? I was like, yes, that's me. I get recognized.
That's cool.
I'm famous to tens of people.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Ice Queen 7. You made my day that day, and yeah, I'm famous now.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Famous as the toilet jumper.
Yeah.
It's a pool. It's not a toilet.
So nice.
It's not a toilet.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to skip my tales for this week, and I'll save them for next because we're already an hour into what was supposed to only be an hour show, and we still have a lot to go over. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going on. We actually have a new / returning segment to the show, and I'm gonna pass that over to a Lotus of Doom.
All right. So I'm going to try to keep this somewhat brief, but this was an old feature that Tales had way back when I started listening in I don't know, maybe episode 4 or 5. I think you guys did it. I mean, it was like the creation of this show 5 years ago. But it's actually how I heard about a couple of the other podcasts. And again, you with the shout outs, that's how I heard about Lore Seekers and met everybody there. And, I stream on Twitch, just off to the side. So does Ark, obviously. We do Promethean. I was going to say, I remember you've streamed a couple times. I got to stop in. Yeah, I was going to say.
Only one.
Was it really? That was the only one?
Yeah.
I caught your only stream.
School, pummeled. I have no set schedule with school.
Yeah, so that's what makes it so hard.
I'm I can't help.
No, it's tough. But so, as everybody's been kind of, we've mentioned the Tenants, we've mentioned Lore Seekers. I mean, going way back. I mean, the other long-standing podcast besides here at Tales of Tamriel is Elder Scrolls Off the Record. There's, starting to be a rise, as actually Arkhaniir put it. It's nice to see other podcasts kind of coming up. Mm-hmm. And it's nice to not have a competition because we're all kind of in this together and everybody feeds off each other and we get to get more stuff by all working together. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to actually do this cheesy little thing, just have some networking on Nirn where we discuss another outlet that you can get something on. Maybe it's not your cup of tea, maybe it is, but without the exposure to it, a lot of us don't really get seen. I mean, it took forever before people actually had any idea who I was in our little community even. And this person that I wanted to bring up is somebody I met on Twitch. Super nice guy. It's Snowstorm Studioz. He's a Twitch streamer. He actually just cleared 1,000 followers recently, which I was there for that. So he had that big accomplishment under his belt. But the main reason I wanted to shout him out is this recent thing with the ESO podcast fam hashtag that's been starting to go along with. Well, he is doing an interview style podcast. Currently, it's only on his YouTube channel, which is Snowstorm Studioz. You can find him on Twitter at Snowstorm Studio, no S or Z. But super nice guy, and he's had people like Kev do it on, Ninja614. It's very well produced. He's very well spoken. And at the I assumed you looked like Hermes Smart. That's probably accurate because that's all I have on everything. Sorry in chat. That was just but yeah, he's a super great guy. He's always bouncing around the ESO fam and podcast community. I know he was actually new to listening to this show as well, which was kind of neat because he had just kind of stumbled into it after him and I had been talking about stuff. So yeah, I would suggest checking out Snowstorm Studioz. He makes excellent work, and his podcast is hopefully actually hitting iTunes, Play, and elsewhere other than YouTube somewhat soon. And I suggest if people are looking for another style of podcast, a little more interview form, he's definitely one to check out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I got to watch the Ninja614 interview / podcast I was doing, and it's it starts off. It's a very fun format. It starts off as an interview, and then as per normal ways of conversation, it grows into from an interview, it grows into a podcast as topics start to develop on their own. It's actually this spontaneous fun thing. So I definitely recommend. And I really need those in podcast forms.
Yes, I do too. It's I don't have work. It's why a lot of times I wish I could stop by during the day to say hi to other streamers and stuff, but my job does not allow that usually. Whereas like you guys and the other podcasts, it's like I download them all in the morning and I just listen to it for like 8 or 10 hours a day, along with some music to mix it up. And it's like more podcasts always makes my day go by quicker. And yeah, he does really nice work. And I think he's a great addition to community content for Elder Scrolls Online and just Elder Scrolls in general.
Yeah. Now, I actually just want to say this about everybody. Because DCN, we do a couple different shows for a few different games and whatnot. ESO community is hands down far and above the best community I've ever been a part of. So yeah, shout out to you guys because everyone is amazing in this community. Yeah. It's actually, there's the odd, jerk or whatever, but it's so odd when you find one. It's almost, you're not even like offended, you're more like looking at it like a scientific experiment, like you do exist. Are you the last of your kind? Yeah, it's really weird. So having such a cool community is really, really nice. So thank you so much to everybody.
Even the content creator side, like I don't know how the other communities when it comes to content creation, but the drama, I've always seen drama on YouTube, Twitch, people just bashing each other. But in ESO content creation communities, like I go to one streamer's like stream, right? I'm watching Coco Michelle, for example, and Kyle is there. I don't know, T is there, TD Kajit is there. Everyone is there. And then I go to Kyle's, everyone is there. I go to Lotus, everyone is every other people. It is in every other stream. It's like it's amazing. This amazing commune movement of streams. It's just, it's perfect.
It is. It's definitely nice.
We have a perfect thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the news. So Arkhaniir, that is you at the news desk.
Okay, I'm going to speed run this.
Yeah, that's
considering
fine.
Our time. So we achieved the Summerfall event.
Woo!
We are at 100% as of yesterday.
Yep.
So
Another house I can ignore.
And
this one is so cool.
You can put the free pet and mount in the front, and they can just look sadly inside as its emptiness.
So what this event is that they've been teasing this for a while, this community participated event, and apparently what they wanted us to do is go out and take the Pathfinder achievement in Somerset, which is basically going to, locating every 10 points of interest in Somerset and Artane.
Yeah.
And at 35% we got a free pet, at 65% we get a free horse, and at 100% we get the Sijik Villa that they've teased for free, which is a massive high elven this manor villa, whatever you want to say, but it's massive. It's really, really nice house, and they're giving it for free. And the community got together, people did it on multiple accounts. People started gifting accounts and doing giveaways with accounts, so we could reach that number. Although I think that number was just artificial, it wasn't the real thing, but it doesn't really matter. Everybody worked for it, and we got both the pet, the horse, and the house. Now, we will receive these by October 8th, if I'm not mistaken. And at this point, if you just heard about this, all you need to do is log into Elder Scrolls Online before 8th of October with Somerset expansion active in your account.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
and you will receive these. Yeah.
I think it comes on the 10th. I think they changed the date a little bit.
It could be.
It comes on the 10th, but don't you have to sign in by the 8th?
I think so. Possibly.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's
Just make sure to sign in before 7th to make... Yeah.
Counts till the 8th, 10th, we get the items. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Now that's actually something good to note, because it would really suck if you signed in on the 9th and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, sorry.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I hope
kidding.
you enjoy your Somerset without the villa.
I mean, can I also say this? This will be the first elven house that I actually had. And it was given to me.
Same for me.
Yeah.
They're pretty houses.
Yeah, this place does look very impressive. It looks like you can, I mean, even style type of thing. I mean, you can easily turn that into like a cathedral type of deal if you actually, put anything in it, of course. But
yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is just cover it up with ugly wooden planks. So
I'm going to build a Nord house around the Elven house.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So the other thing that I'm going to quickly mention is that the article for the Crown Store Showcase October is up. There are a bunch of, as always, costumes, whatever things. But one thing to keep in mind is that the Hunting Grounds house, that amazing open area, within the Hunting Grounds, that house will be available from October 4 to October 18th. So keep that in mind. Save your crowns if you want this house October 4th to October 18th. I expect this to be a crown store only around 15K mark, but I suppose we'll see.
It's a fair assessment, I'd say.
Yeah.
There's also the exorcised Coven Cottage. I don't know if this was something nice or not, but this will be from October 18th to November 1.
It's a Halloween house.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah.
No, it's small. It's definitely small, but it's neat. If you like the Halloween theme, it really, because it's right in the middle of, and I'll pull it up here on the stream, because I have it. It's right, here it is. It's right over here next to the Hag Fen in Glenumbra, which is like this swampy, Yeah, it's actually, you know what? I'm going to port there just because I can. Don't expect to see anything in it. Definitely don't expect to see anything in this place. But like the entire zone, it's very fitting. And I know Cash on the Lore Seekers was talking about he wanted to buy this because Halloween's one of his favorite months, or favorite holidays. It's a whole month. And he really wants to deck this place out for Halloween. And really, like, I'm in it right now. And you can kind of look over the walls, which are falling, this kind of swampy. The trees are all gross looking. But yeah, it's just this small little bit of fog everywhere and this little ghostly looking
So
hut.
basically every other Argonian house.
It's not made of poop.
I was going to say it's not a dung hut though.
Yeah, it's a stone hut with a thatch roof, but it's in a very creepy swamp. So
Slightly advanced Argonians.
Yeah, I would agree. Bretons are that way. Anyway, all right, let's continue on.
Yeah. So there are also a lot of furnishing packs coming up. Some of these are very cool. Some of these are like things you won't find in the game or can make. So these include Witch's Coven, Noble's Bathing Pack, Noble's Bedroom Pack, Kitchen Pack, and things like that. Also Noble's Parlor Pack. So basically, pretty much either Halloween or, Somerset High Elf Noble stuff. So if you're interested in those, bunch of other limited time mounts as well. Why I'm mentioning these is that a lot of these stuff are limited time only. So go definitely check out the article yourself. So you don't miss some of this limited time stuff if you want to, and prepare your crowns or save your crowns, things like that.
And if you are listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, stuff like that, there will be a link in the description, or if you're off of our website, dungeoncrawlernetwork.com, there will be a link there. If you're watching it on YouTube hates links and it's a pain in the butt. So I often just include a link on the very bottom of the episode that just redirects you to our web page so you can get all the links. So you'll be able to get it off there. So
yeah. So the other thing is, there's a new article, Preview of the Mysteries and Dangers of Murkmire. It's one of those pre-DLC articles, doesn't explain much, but there's some information in there.
Does it mention whether or not the house is high flow or low flow?
How many gallons per flush on?
Come on, guys. I swam in it. I was happy. It's on stream. I was planning to get it.
Oh, this is too perfect. Anyway.
Right, moving on.
Yeah.
So the main news we have is, this is actually from last week, but since we skipped a episode, here it is. They are adding a lot of new stuff to ESO Plus. It includes increased amount of crowns. So basically, instead of 1,500 per month, we are going to be getting 1,650 per month. So
yeah.
How do you even 1,650? Yeah, that's I guess the way to say it. So that's 150 more crowns per month. That's going to be helpful, at least maybe with little stuff.
Aren't they retroactively going back for the people who have 6 month and?
Oh yes. Says note that if you are partly through 3 or 6 month membership, you will be credited your bonus crowns by the end of November.
Cool.
So yeah, you will be compensated for the long-term sub as well. So this will also include exclusive free items. Every now and then we'll get an ESO Plus exclusive free item in the Crown Store, but these will be sort of limited time, so you'll have to regularly check the Crown Store. And the first item is a Robe of Mara, Priestess of Mara costume, basically. So if you are into that kind of thing, that will be our first thing. We'll also have exclusive deals for ESO Plus members. So, discounts, things like that.
Keep talking, Ark, for a second. I have to go check my kid.
Okay, yeah.
You're a milk drinker.
So basically, Crown Store deals and exclusive Crown Store items. So basically what they're doing, I've said a lot of basically. I'm going to try and stop doing that. What they're doing is that they are giving us a bunch of Crown Store things with ESO Plus. Nothing else really, but free items, special discounts, special items that are not discounted or free, but only we can pay for it. So that's a nice way of marketing there. What else? Obviously, the new Murkmire DLC will also be available to us.
Yeah, that comes out October, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's been in PTS for the last 2 weeks, so I assume in a month. So basically, there I said it again. About 4 to 6 months after PTS, the DLC is usually released. So I assume, in a month we'll see Murkmire.
Cool.
There you go. I'm back, and I have the little Nordling with me. He's not very happy. Are you? Not very happy? You're not feeling good? Yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, he's gonna. For anyone watching on stream, he's gonna be playing the horse character for a while. So if I die, he's gonna be doing that. You want to make him move?
Oh wow! Way to blame your.
There you go.
If you die, it's because you're a noob. That's it.
Ooh. Yeah. You got the horse. What other news we got, Ark?
Actually, that was about it.
Really? All right. Well, then why don't we go ahead and wrap up?
Unless Lotus or
you
guys know something I missed.
There was the I don't know if anyone would be into this, but they had the character preview for Murkmire characters, which was really cool.
I actually didn't even know about that.
Them into the notes.
Those are always fun.
We should start a section for that as well.
I can't think of who it was. It was, I believe she's
Marcius.
Yep. Yeah, she's like an Imperial collector down there. It was a fun little snippet about her. So.
Well, if you are interested and who's listening, you can go check that out in the official Elder Scrolls Online website, elderscrollsonline.com as well.
Yeah.
Those actually could make a good reading section. Yeah, it could.
Yeah, they definitely could. Actually, I kind of always forget they do that.
Yeah, and they're super they're interesting and funny. And this one was 2 conversations about her between 2 Argonians. So it was really cute. It was this child Argonian and this adult. And it was really fun.
But yeah, that's it.
That's it. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, guys. Well, then let's go ahead and wrap up the show and let people know where they can find you. Let us start with our guest.
Yeah, so you can find me on... I play on PlayStation ESO at Promethean99 if you want to friend me and come hang out. I'm part of another Lore Seeker shout out. I'm on Lore Seeker's admin team for PS4. That's fantastic if you're looking for an amazing guild that you're not already part of. We span all platforms, so come and join us. We're fantastic. If you want to find me on Twitter, or mostly Twitter, it's DDK11599. It's basically everything. You could steal my life from that, which is not good. But if you want to find me, feel free to reach out, and I'll give my email to someone on the show in case you want to reach out at all as well.
Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and Lotus, how about you? Where can people find you?
So I am on Twitter at Lotus of Doom. I am on Twitch. I've been trying to stream the best I can. Unfortunately, because of technical issues, like I kind of mentioned earlier, it's been a little harder than planned. So I've been a little off of my usual schedule. I don't stream a ton, but when I do, I stream for charity. I don't keep any of the money from my stream. It just goes to the Extra Life charity that I support each year, which is for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. You probably know a decent amount about it, as these guys have generously shouted me out over the previous years and have helped me with my different charity efforts on Twitch. So it's for a good cause, and we just kind of do stupid challenges. That's how the whole 3 damage and no tank or and no healer thing started, which, kind of caught on eventually after people watch us get our teeth kicked in long enough. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. For me, I'm actually also on the PS4. I'm in the same Lore Seekers Guild as Promethean. You actually had the misfortune of trying to do that 3-hour-long first experience for everybody run of Fanglair Vet mode.
It's all right.
Oh, man, I thought everybody was going to break in that one. Because nobody Oh, man, that was rough. It was fun, but it was rough.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm so used to bad dungeon runs. I host the trials for PS4 for Lore Seekers over there, and so I have repeatedly said we are the best. We have the best recovery of any group I have ever seen, which means we die more than any other group I have ever seen. But somehow,
all I'm gonna say here is, you say that you have the worst dungeon runs. Well, if they're always bad, maybe the only common denominator is...
Burn.
It could be.
I'm just saying, you have different people and they're always terrible. So
I can at least vouch for... I was going to say, I ran Hell... I mean, I felt like I could have put the controller down. We nuked that thing, so...
Sometimes we get lucky.
Yeah.
Other times we're stuck on a cloud rest +2 for 2 months.
But, yeah, so that's where you can find me. Yeah, that's pretty much all for me.
All right. And, of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Aggelos, AGGELOS_DCN. That's where you can find... where I randomly tweet about all sorts of random stuff. You can also follow me on the North American PC mega server. It's just at Aggelos, because, hey, why not? I'm not that original. It works for me. People know where I'm at, and yeah, check us out there. You can also follow everything we do over at dungeoncrawlernetwork.com, where you can find links to all of our social media, including Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Dear heaven, I don't have the script in front of me because... Why would I, right? No. You can also check out our Patreon program at patreon.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork if you want to help support the show. You can also do that by leaving us a 5-star review on iTunes so people know that we are a real podcast, that we say real words, and sometimes they matter. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you again, Promethean, for coming on the show. Of course, Lotus and Arkhaniir as well. You guys are amazing, and this was an insanely fun show. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Also, I think we missed Ark promoting himself.
Did we? Okay, Ark, where can people find you?
Apparently in the toilet.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's loud, he says.
Oh man!
Right. You can find me anywhere that is Arkhaniir, ARKHANIIR. I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/Arkhaniir, on Twitter, twitter.com/Arkhaniir. If you want to send me an email, it's arkhaniir@gmail.com. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tales of Tamriel as much as we did actually doing it for you guys. And we hope to see you next time. See you later, everybody.
Have a good one.
When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well. Magicka fused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.